It is a strange thing to talk about fear, especially this kind of fear. It is a quiet background hum for many white Americans, a fear about their black neighbors, colleagues, fellow citizens. This is not a monster under the bed kind of fear. It is more subtle. It is shaped by news stories that flash across a screen. It is reinforced by old jokes that refuse to die. It is nurtured in the silence between people who live near each other but never truly meet. Fear, when it is not examined, has a way of growing in the dark. It convinces you that what you feel is fact and that what you see on a screen is the whole story. It makes you feel alone in your anxiety. Blame is a dead end. The goal is to turn on the lights. We are going to look at 5 common fears that some white people hold about Black Americans. It is important to name them. When you name something, you take away some of its power. We will explore where these fears come from. We will see why they are often built on a foundation of myths, not reality. More than that, we will look at the systems, companies that actually make money from keeping these fears alive and well. They have a financial stake in our division. Understanding is the first step toward a solution. Once we see the architecture of this fear, we can start to dismantle it. This essay aims to provide a clear path forward. It is about replacing fear with facts, replacing assumptions with real human connection. The most powerful tool we have against this kind of fear is simple, but not always easy. Listening. Genuine, active listening. It is a skill, and like any skill, it can be learned and practiced. The final goal is to offer simple, concrete steps that families can take to build a different legacy. It is about creating a future where our children are guided by curiosity, not by inherited anxieties. The first and most pervasive fear is the fear of crime. Some white people see a black person and their mind immediately jumps to danger. Their hand might grip their purse a little tighter. They might cross the street. This fear is fed by a steady diet of local news reports that disproportionately highlight crimes committed by black individuals while ignoring the millions of black people who are simply going to work, raising their families, paying their taxes. The reality is that crime is overwhelmingly linked to poverty and lack of opportunity, not to the color of someone's skin. Most people, of every race, just want to live their lives in peace and safety. The stereotype is a statistical lie. Next is the fear of black anger. This is the idea that if black people speak up about injustice, it will inevitably lead to violence. The image of the angry black man, the image of the angry black woman, is a powerful and destructive trope. In reality, the vast majority of protests and calls for justice from the black community are peaceful. People want to be heard and respected. Then there is an economic fear, the fear of losing status, the fear of losing jobs. This zero-sum thinking is a trap. A healthy economy is not a fixed pie. When all people have a fair shot, the entire economy grows stronger. Fairness makes the pie bigger. Fourth, we have the fear of cultural change. Culture evolves. Think of jazz, rock and roll, once feared, now celebrated as American. Fear is not just a feeling, it is an industry, a very profitable one. Certain companies and institutions have built their entire business models on stoking and maintaining racial anxiety. They are the merchants of fear. Diagram. Fear. News ratings. Diagram. Fear. Private prisons. Diagram. Fear. Security sales. Diagram. Fear. Political donations. Cable news thrives on scary stories and heated arguments about race. Anxiety keeps viewers through the break. They present a world full of racial conflict, making viewers anxious, who then keep tuning in. For-profit prisons are paid per inmate. More prisoners mean more profits, and policies that fill cells disproportionately affect black communities. They lobby for harsher sentencing and do not profit from rehabilitation, only from a steady supply of inmates. Home security ads often sell a feeling of control by amplifying a sense of constant threat, subtly casting difference as danger. Some politicians convert fear into votes and donations, using coded law and order messages and cultural panic to divide. So, yeah, that's how the fear economy works. If fear is the poison, listening is the antidote. It sounds almost too simple, but its power is profound. Listening replaces stereotypes with real human beings. A stereotype is a flimsy, one-dimensional cutout. It cannot survive contact with a complex person. When you hear someone's joys, struggles, and hopes for their kids, the caricature crumbles. True listening is respect. I see you. I hear you. Your story matters. Create safe spaces to share truth. You build a bridge of trust. Fear thrives in a vacuum of knowledge. Listening fills it with facts and lived experience. Schools and congregations can teach respectful dialogue and partner across differences. The journey away from fear is not a single leap, but a series of small, intentional steps. Talk openly at home. Remind kids news is one small, scary slice of a bigger story. Ask what they hear and think. Diversify your media diet. Read Black authors. Watch stories of joy, love, and success. Not only struggle. Seek diverse friendships. Join mixed groups. Invite neighbors, and volunteer together. Real relationships bust stereotypes. This is a marathon. You will make mistakes. Aim for progress. Pause when fear flickers. Ask if it's fact or a story you were sold.